Hi Leo, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kaylee. This is your weekly read for the week ahead. All the housekeeping stuff is down below. I'm trying a slightly different angle this week, Leo, because I thought it'd be cool to... I'm trying to make my room work the way it should. But you can see the table a little bit as well. So you can see some of the cards as I lay them out. Admittedly, I'm laying them out on one half of the table so you can see them. But I thought it'd be quite nice for people to be able to see the cards because I feel like sometimes that's lacking in reads in the videos. But as I say, this is a work in progress. We'll see how this goes. So yeah, let's get down to it. Let's see what we've got for Leo this week. Yeah, so decks that I'm using and stuff are all down below. This is Forager's Daughter. Not Forager's Daughter. Maybe I'm supposed to use Forager's Daughter. But it's for Leader Woods Tarot. It's because the two boxes sat next to each other. They're both quite Art Deco-y decks actually. So, but I'm using this one for the fire signs. Let's see what we've got for Leo. There we go. Leo, Seven of Swords. Wow. Okay. We've got the Seven of Swords, so some sort of trickery or survival. Survival instincts may have kicked in. I don't know if I'm really getting like a... survival. It is survival. Panic mode, like things aren't... Okay. Harvester of Pentacles, like, okay. Which is the Knight of Pentacles. No, Harvester's not. It's the Queen, isn't it? So why have I got a Knight of Pentacles energy with that? It's not, it's the King as well. Oh no, it is the Queen. And Judgment, make or break time. And the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this week, yeah, survival mode. Is something paying off? Is something where you're supposed to be? I mean, you're very practical. You can make things work. You're very financially practical. Grounded. Keep the kingdom running. It's like you've gone, are you going to recognise the hard work that I do? I don't know if this is to do with a relationship. Or it's like you're trying to make people recognise your value and people just aren't seeing it. Or maybe it's you that's not seeing it. Seeing your value, that you're a queen and you put yourself at apprentice mode. It's like, maybe that's why I've got, like, why did I see that as the knight when it was the queen? And it's very much like you are devaluing yourself this week, Leo. And you've gone into survival mode. And I think the survival mode is because of the lack of confidence. Because the lack of confidence can induce so much anxiety. And I'm getting it's more social anxiety more than anything else financial. Because you are so good with money. Like, you've kind of got the money tied up. Maybe you've made an investment that is going to take more work to get to pay off than you first anticipated. But you are more than capable of making that work. That whatever that is financially work. But I really feel like this is social anxiety. And I don't know if you've just moved to somewhere, like you've moved areas or something. And because it's like you were so settled where you were before, like you were in your flow. And it's almost like you've taken a step back in your confidence because it's a new area, it's new people. And I know we're in lockdown, and as you open back up, people are naturally going to gravitate towards the people that they know. And because you've moved during this period of lockdown, it's like, well, I don't know anybody. So it makes the whole like going back out into social environments all the more painful. And oh, that's the rain, by the way. I'm not tipping pasta in a pan. That's rain. It's really heavy here today in Devon. It's like you've gone into survival mode. Like, how am I going to get through this? It's like you're so practical. You're trying to plan how you're going to come out of that survival mode. Because you did so much work before where you were, right? I mean, you were set up, you were settled, you were quite happy. I think you could have stayed where you were for a while. So I don't know if you've moved. The move was out of your control. But it's almost like you're going, well, how many times can I do this move? How many times can I do... It's like make or break. Like... And because of that, you're now like, well, how are we going to make a plan where we put down permanent roots? I don't know if you have a transient lifestyle in the sense that you move all the time. So I don't know if you've moved for your partner's job or your job. So I don't know if that's like military based, like you get removed every few years, or maybe like I've moved lots and some of that was military based, but some of it really wasn't. Some of it was to do with in my youth as well that I moved around a bit. So, yeah, it's kind of like And don't get me wrong, that feeling of home for me, because I don't have a home area as such, makes me feel incredibly transient, like I don't have roots. And it's almost like you're sick of this lifestyle of moving around so much, you're like, right, we need a long-term plan, because if we move again, it has to be the last move, or this has to be the last move. I don't know if it's this one or the next one. This has to be our last move. We cannot keep doing this. I want to set down roots. I need a place that feels like home. And this is you starting to make those plans, like starting to put all your I was going to say all your eggs in a row, but that's not the phrase, is it? I don't know what the phrase is. All your things in a row. Anyway, you line them all up. You're making a plan. You want to see where it is you're going to put down roots. You need, even if it's not this home, you need to be able to see the end goal and go, right, well, we need to start making plans, because you're very practical financially. We need to start making plans of how we're going to make that happen. It's now or never. I cannot keep doing this. I cannot keep moving around. We have to decide where it is. And that's kind of like where this survival mode is coming from. I can survive this next 2 years, 3 years, if I know we are putting down roots in 2 years' time in, I don't know, Canada, Germany, wherever, or even within wherever you live. Do you know what I mean? As long as you know that there is an end goal and an end place where you put down roots, because dandelions blow all over, where they grow wherever they're planted, right? But what you want is just, I'm sick of digging up the plant. I'm sick of being a dandelion. Like, I grow and flourish somewhere, and then the time comes to move and I'm blown wherever the wind takes me, wherever life takes me, and I'm sick of it. I just want to put down roots and stay there. It's not lost on me that that is a dandelion. Also, they say that military children are like dandelion seeds, in the sense that, again, if they are blown in the wind, it doesn't matter where they're taken, they can put down roots and survive. But there's a difference between surviving and thriving. And I think that is where you are now. You're like, well, I'm surviving. I'm in survival mode. I want to go into thriving mode. I want to settle down. I want to know that this is where my life is going to be. I want to know that it's not transient, that I don't have to give up my job to follow you every couple of years. I don't want to, have to make my child move schools. It's as much as, yes, they can survive it. It's like, well, if you had a choice, would you move your child every 3 years? Or 2 years or whatever? It's like, and it's almost like, I don't know how old, if there are children involved, if they're like primary school age, and you're like, well, by the time they get to secondary school, I really want them to have their complete education, like from like year 6 in the UK is like the year before they go to secondary school, year 6, so they move up with their friends and they know that the people that they're moving up with, or at least in secondary school, it's consistent, it's one school. It really feels like you just kind of like, well, we need some consistency. We need some roots in our life. We can't keep moving around every once in a while. Yeah, there's some honesty coming in, planning. You're very aware of emotions. That's why you take them into account. But that isn't the sole reason why you want to make this decision. You've thought about this a lot. And it's about communicating that to your partner. Or even to yourself, making plans to move forward. And the Chariot is, again, a card of movement. I'm literally packing up and moving all the time. It's like you are just, yes, I can move every 3 years. Yes, we're capable. Yes, we survive. Yes, we get through it all the time. I don't want to do it. I'm choosing not to do it. And I'm choosing to put down roots. I'm not going to be a dandelion anymore. I'm going to be a gerberer. So, yeah, I want to put down solid roots. And you can either come with me, or I'm kind of done with this transient lifestyle. Six of Pentacles, give and take, right? You've been giving and they've kind of, I mean, you've sorry, there's something poking out my drawer and it's annoying me. You've given and given, and maybe it's your turn to say, do you know what? No, I've moved around with you for the last 10 years. Do you not think it's time that maybe we do what I want for 10 years? I remember my nan said, right, we'll move to Devon, and we'll give it X amount of years, and if it doesn't work, we'll move back. And I think it was 10 years. And she gave him 10 years and then went, I'm not happy. And he went, oh, okay. So they moved back to where they'd moved from in Essex. They moved back to Essex. So she gave him 10 years and then my granddad moved back. because she'd given those 10 years. So at least that's what I was told the story. But there you go. My nan doesn't always like me talking about her, apparently. She's passed over, and she said the other day she didn't like me talking about her. But yeah, there's give and take, right? You've given 10 years of your life moving around. Maybe it's time for them to give you 10 years of setting down roots where you'd like to move to. It's about give and take in any relationship, but I really feel like this is crunch time for you. You're like, I need to know. I am more than willing to give you the next 2 years here doing what you're doing, but I need a long-term plan. I need to know that in 5 years' time, we're going to be settled where I want to be settled, and about making those plans towards that. And I'm always getting like, I'm going to be setting down roots here, so you can either come with me, or it's either with you or without you. That's almost what I feel like. You're determined to make that happen. And they can either be with you or they can be against you. That's almost what it feels like. It's like, no, I've given you this. It's time for you to give me back. And I kind of like that, Leo, but it's about having a very open and honest, less ultimatomy conversation with someone, making it very clear that you are prepared to walk away, but not doing it in a stroppy, tantrum, diva, ultimatum kind of way. But I think you know how to do that, Leo. So yeah, I hope that's of some help for you, Leo. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.